Mga ate at mga kuya, welcome back to PuTo Mendoza in Canada. Nandito po tayo sa office ni Mrs. ngayon. Meron kaming date. Pero yung reservation namin, it's not till 2 p.m. So, you know what? I'm gonna make a video para naman we do something productive. I wanted to talk about this, guys, for a while now. Dahil marami pong nagtatanong kay Kuya Puto kasi lagi kong minamention yung tatay ko po nung na-quadruple bypass surgery siya. And people cannot believe na yung procedure po na ginawa dun sa dad ko was absolutely 100% free. And nanonood po ako ng Buhay Canada channels nung isang araw. And I bumped into a video by a vlogger po dito sa Canada din. International student yata sila. Pangalan po nila is, here, I'll go get my phone. Pangalan po nila is Crystal Saidi Larita. And doon po sa vlog niya, pinanood ko. Unfortunately, nagkasakit po yung tatay niya sa Pilipinas. And the struggle is real. Dahil obviously doon po walang healthcare katulad ng meron tayo dito sa Canada. So, panoorin niyo po yung channel niya. You know, show love and support po. Anyways, with regards to po sa nangyari sa tatay ko, yes, this happened maybe 4 years ago. Mga ganun po. Just before the pandemic. And yung tatay ko po kasi, malakas na tao po yan. As in, hindi po siya dinadapuan ng sakit. And kahit po dapuan ng sakit yung dad ko, Superman eh. Yung parang baliwala. Pero ito pong nangyari sa pamilya namin, seryoso talaga. I remember po nung about 4 years ago, before the operation, alam ko po maraming nararamdaman yung dad ko dahil medyo matanda na siya. You know, there's a lot of pills and medication that he has to take in the morning, just like my mom. You know, that goes with old age, right? Pero he started complaining about shortness of breath. Dun po nag-umpisa. And from there, it became more frequent. And from there, it progressed to actual chest pains. So, nagpa-check up po siya. And long story short, after all the testing, they concluded na meron po siyang blockage. And he required quadruple bypass surgery sa puso po niya. So, I think I was the first person that my dad spoke to. And, you know, I mean, yeah, my dad and I had our differences, pero still my dad, right? And parang nagulat po ako because my whole entire life, I looked at my dad as if he was Superman. Totoo po yun. Napakalakas na tao po. And it doesn't matter kung ano ang problema sa harapan niya. Nagagawan po niya ng paraan, right? But this is one of those things that nature gives to you. Jackpot ka ng nature. And kinausap po niya ako, sabi niya, gusto kong mabuhay. I wanna live. I know I'm a little older, sabi po nung dad ko, but I wanna live. So sabi ko sa dad ko, yeah, okay, let's get the ball rolling. You know, I was emotional, I'm not gonna lie, dahil, you know, kahit sino naman po pag kamag-anak ninyo, lalo na kung magulang ninyo, sasabihin sa inyo, may sakit siyang ganun kalubha, you know, parang life or death, right? So, but we coordinated with the hospitals, and long story short po, within a couple weeks, you know, we were given a date to show up at Mississauga Hospital. That's where they were gonna perform the surgery. So, pinaghadnaan po namin to. Like, we knew that this was gonna be a big procedure. And we wanted to know all the details. So, kami po ng brother ko, we went on YouTube, we went on the internet, and got as much information as we could about the procedure, which is the quadruple bypass. tutusin nga ako, pinanood namin sa YouTube like yung isang procedure from beginning to end, and man, it's pretty scary dahil they basically open you up and stick you to a machine while they fix whatever needs to be fixed, diba? Thank God for modern medicine. And yung tawa ako dahil we tried showing our dad the procedure. Sinasabi po namin, okay, eto gagawin sa'yo, bubuksan ka. Tapos you're gonna have like a dozen people, medical professionals around you doing what they need to do to keep you alive and get you alive, right? Anyways, tandaan ko po, I took the week off. So did my brother. And, we were prepared. And my sister also. It's a family effort, right? We were prepared to get through this pagsusubok. So the operation, I think it was scheduled for 10 a.m. in the morning. So I drove from Brantford to Mississauga. And we took our dad to Mississauga Hospital. And all I can remember, guys, ako yung sumama sa kanya sa loob before they actually admitted him. Parang airport yun eh. There's a waiting area, and then there's another waiting area, and then, they go inside to get operated on, right? So I went with him all the way just before he had to go in. And man, I'm not gonna lie. Me and my dad, we've had our differences in the past, but when you see a loved one, especially like a parent, going through a procedure where it could be life or death, tatamaan kayo. I helped my dad take off his clothes, put on the robe, have him sit on the table, the gurney, yung niro-roll nila dun sa looban ng operating room. I spoke to all the nurses, and, I told them, I'll see you on the other side. I was very confident that everything was gonna be okay because, believe it or not, my dad is a fighter. There's this ongoing joke in our family. They say yung masamang damo hindi namamatay. If my dad's watching this, I apologize, but that's coming from a place of love. Like, I was 100% confident na you were gonna be fine and you were gonna get through this no problem because masamang damo. Anyways, so I spoke to the nurses, I spoke to the doctors, and they explained to me briefly what was going to happen and what to expect. So my dad went in. So kami po ng brother ko, na doon kami sa labas. We were waiting. And I think the whole procedure took maybe 5 hours, maybe 6, I'm not sure. But all I can remember, guys, halfway through the procedure, lumabas po yung isang nurse, and she came to the waiting area to give us an update. And sabi po niya, everything is going along as planned. We'll be done with your dad in a couple more hours, and we'll stitch him up, and you can see him. But it's gonna be limited to like 1 or 2 people, right? So before umalis po yung nurse, tinanong ko lang because I was really curious. I go, Miss Nurse, just out of curiosity, if this happened to my dad and we were not in Canada, how much would this cost our family? And sabi po nung nurse, she's been a part of an operation like this many times, and I was not the first person to ask her. She said, every situation is different, but depending on the complexity, depending on whatever, it can range anywhere from like 400,000 to like 650,000. So I was like, oh my God, kung nasa Pilipinas kami, patay na yung tatay ko. If you were anywhere else besides Canada, either lubog na lubog po kami sa utang, or he just has to live with the blockage, right? So I felt, for the first time in my life, I felt really proud and happy to be a Canadian citizen dahil napakalaking bagay po nun. Okay? Anyways, let's fast forward. Natapos na pa yung operation, and at that time, I was working sa casino po, and I don't know how I worked out my benefit package, but I was able to ask for a private room for my dad. Okay, under my coverage, I guess. I don't know how that worked, but it just worked out. And he was put through this wing of the hospital where it's strictly heart patients, like recovering heart patients, and he had a room all to himself. Nagtutusin, napakalaki po ng room. There's his bed, there's a bathroom, there is a TV, there's a phone and all of that stuff. So, I mean, it was great. Dahil he was there for at least a week, I think. And the fact that sa kanya lang yung room na yun, maganda. Dahil, we can bring food, we can bring family, we stayed, to keep him company. Dahil the first couple of days po was really hard. Dahil, nandun siya, nakahiga lang siya dun sa kama, right? He can't really move, and he had like wires attached to him everywhere. So we took turns, my brother, me, my sister, and my mom, we took turns watching him, right? Like the first couple of days, like I said, was really tough because just to go to the bathroom, he can't stand up, right? Because he just had his heart opened up. So, we had to be a nurse, I guess. But it was okay, the time that we spent inside the room, lalo na po sa akin, just me and him, we got to talk a lot. I never got to speak to my dad one-on-one like my whole entire life, and there's a lot of things and stories that we told each other, and there's a lot of things and stuff that we spoke about that we kind of buried the hatchet, on a lot of things, and that was great. We made a connection. Anyways, after about a week, nakalabas po na dismiss ba tawag doon, or ano tawag doon? I guess na released, that's the word. So after a week, or at least just under a week, na-release po yung dad ko. Sabi nila, pwede na. Pwede ka nang umuwi, and then they're gonna arrange for like somebody, like physiotherapy people to come to our house and help them, like, get better, like walk around, move, stuff like that, right? So, tanong niya po sa akin kung magkano yung bill namin the day we picked up my dad from the hospital. It's not $400,000. It's not $500,000. It's not $650,000 like what the nurse said. It was actually zero po. Like $0. Thank you, Canada. Okay. Ganun po kalakas ang healthcare dito. Kung kailangan niyo po, nandun sila. I hear a lot of complaints. I hear a lot of people saying this, and that. It's not that efficient. Sa pamilya ko po, nangyari na po. And we're living proof that it actually works. And we could never be more grateful than we could never be more grateful to Canada, dahil kung tutuusin po, whatever that procedure cost, like the actual dollar value, kung kukumpara niyo sa mga taxes na binayad namin, buong buhay namin, di pa siguro katumbas nung ginasta nila sa dad ko nung hospital po siya. Okay? So, I can't really complain. Dati po, not gonna lie, lalo na pag bonus time, na pag December, we get a separate check. I guess Filipinas is the 13th-month check or something like that. Dito po, it's like 4% or 5% of our salary they give us in the form of a bonus, right? Pero 50% guaranteed ang tax nun. So if you get like $1,000, take home 500 right away. It's automatic, right? I used to complain all the time whenever stuff like that happens, but mula po nung itong experience na to with my dad, I'm like the last person you'll hear complain when it comes to taxes, because nakita po talaga namin ang ang kung saan pumupunta. Because, like I said, we're living proof. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that to you guys. Because, marami din po akong napapanood or naririnig or nakikita or nababasa, about people complaining about the healthcare dito. And I'm living proof. My family is living proof. My family will always forever be indebted to the Canadian government for saving my father. And that's just my side. My wife's side is a totally different story. So it's there when you need it. Is it perfect? No. It's not perfect. It's very, very far from being perfect. But when you need it and it's about life and death, you can count on it. It's there. So, sana naman po guys, nakatulong to kahit konti. Or at least na-entertain kayo. Kung di pa kayo nakapag-subscribe sa channel ni Kuya Puto, subscribe naman po kayo so we can grow this as big as we can. So, this is Puto Mendoza in Canada, guys. Wishing you good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Stay hungry, stay humble. Keep your hustle strong. I will see you.